Once in a lifetime opportunity.
I mean, this is literally history, man. What is Power Trip, Angel?
3-day festival in the City of Festivals. Shout out to the City of Indio. The City of Festivals at the Empire Polo Field, the home of Coachella and Stagecoach. They're having this festival. It's a one weekend only. And it has 6 iconic metal bands, which is Judas Priest, Guns N' Roses, AC/DC, Metallica, Iron Maiden, and Tool.
Ozzy Osbourne was supposed to play originally, but due to health issues, couldn't play, and so Judas Priest ended up subbing for him.
We're excited. They dropped the set times. So let's talk about the set times. Opening up the festival on Friday at 6:45. And when a lot of people were complaining in the comments, we'll get into that in a little bit. Then we have Friday closing at 9:25, Guns N' Roses. It's about 3 hours, about 2 hours and 45 minutes between the two artists, which is going to be a 2-hour set with like 40 minutes for them to rearrange the stage, you know, like how they usually do when the next artist is coming out. So that's on Friday. Then on Saturday, we have Judas Priest starting at 6:45 and AC/DC closing the night at 9:25. They start.
That's going to be a banger closer.
Yeah, AC/DC is going to Hell's Bells.
I'm literally curious about the pyro, like what's the pyrotechnics going to be like for the show, man? An insane amount of pyro. Like, are they going to do like electricity, like fucking fake lightning, like on some Undertaker shit, like, you know?
Yeah, there's definitely going to be a lot of that. And then on Sunday, we'll talk about the individual days. We have Tool, 6:55 on Sunday. Metallica closing out the festival 9:35. Most likely the festival ends at 12 because it's the curfew for the City of Indio. The doors opens at 3, so it's gonna be plenty of time to check out, you know, the merch, get all those things. So now looking at the set times, people were complaining that Iron Maiden should have played later than Guns N' Roses on Friday. They wanted them to. People are saying it's more iconic when it comes to heavy metal, but to be honest, Guns N' Roses it's just a cultural phenomenon. Like, if you think of rock music, if you think of the 80s and rock and roll and rock, you think of freaking Axl Rose and Slash, bro.
Yep.
Like,
Welcome to the Jungle.
Yeah, everybody knows Welcome to the Jungle, November Rain.
Regardless, man, it's still going to be a sick show. I think people just wanted Iron Maiden to close out. Like you said, the Fear of the Dark. I mean, they're going to be playing that song when it's not even dark, like, right? What's the point?
They might play that song like if it's a 2-hour set. They start at 6:45. Sunset's like at 7:30. The sun's already kind of going down. So by the time 8:30, by the time hopefully they play that song in the dark. Either way, it's gonna be fun. Like the sunsets at the Empire Polo Field are amazing. It's right here in the desert. Like, it's just amazing. Oh, actually, we'll continue to talk about Power Trip. But we were recently this past Sunday at a festival right here in the city of Coachella, which was El Grito Independence Day event for the city of Coachella, doing it for props to the city of Coachella because they understand who their audience is. Their audience and their people, a lot of them are Mexicans. You know, we live in close to the border. It's a service-based industry.
It's predominantly Hispanic. Like, I mean, this valley, it's like a good 80% Hispanics, right? Like you said, close to the border. It's a predominantly, especially on this side of town, this side of the valley, the east side, it's predominantly Hispanic. And so one of the common problems that we saw with the other cities doing events is that they cater towards the other demographics. And it's like, I mean, look, man, the other demographic shows, they just don't pull.
They don't care about community shows. Like, if you come and retire in the desert, you're not going to go to your local community show. These fools are, you know, they have money or they want to go to their experience live. They don't want to go to some community stuff. Like, the community is like the kids, the upcoming kids, these people that can't afford to go to Coachella. They can't afford to go to Power Trip. They can't afford to go to Acrisure Arena sometimes, you know.
They're the working class.
The working class. They're the ones working at these places. But these people also deserve, and also the music. So the City of Coachella had this event. They had like 6 grupos, and they had bandas and grupos and norteños.
They had food.
They had food vendors, local food vendors. They had jumpers for the kids. This open park, like,
it was literally a festival.
It was a music festival.
We thought it was going to be like a concert, like something small, but it ended up taking up the whole field of like Rancho Las
I want to know the numbers because we were estimating between over 10,000, maybe 20,000 people.
Dude, it was a sea of people. I flew the drone and I kid you not, bro, like it was a sea of people.
It was a well orchestrated event. The weather was perfect. We got the sunsets, like we were saying, is the same valley, so we're gonna get that sunset.
Yeah.
And then we have some footage dropping from this Grito event we were working
We were doing media coverage for this event. It was a team of 4, man. It was you. You were covering some of that stuff. I was the homie Alfredo. Shout out to the homie Sergio as well. He was. They both were our photographers, and me and Angel were on video. Dude, what caught me by surprise from this event was seeing the mascot Fuego from the Firebirds, dude. Like, out of all things, like, they invited some guy from Mexico, to come down, like, during the bell and stuff like that. Well, he was
the consulate. So the consulate from Mexico, this guy came and they did a grito. So el grito, for those that people don't know, every year during Mexican Independence Day, they do this. It's tradition. So when Mexico declared independence, they did el grito, like, I think Hidalgo was his name. He got on top of the church where the bell was, and he started, like, yelling out to the people, and then they rang the bell to declare, like, that they were gonna go on the revolution stuff. Yeah. And that was tradition. So they always give homage to, like, some of the heroes that fought in the Mexican Revolution, and that tradition happens all over. They do this in major cities that have Hispanic, like LA. They do this in San Diego, Chicago. All the major cities kind of do this in the U.S. that have a lot of Mexicans, and of course every town in Mexico, every pueblo, everybody does this. So I'm glad that the people that live here get to experience that, because sometimes a lot of people can't go back to Mexico, so it's cool to have that. Cool to have that once a year. It's a distraction from you're working and bills and dealing with kids and this and that. And then, okay, cool. Like, you get an event. It's a family-friendly event. You get some dope music. And the stage was super sick. They had, like, double panels. Best lighting, dude. Honestly, it had, like, the best lighting. It was big. The sound was pretty good, in my opinion. Nothing too crazy. I mean, like, the bass wasn't muffled. Like, everything was just super smooth. Crisp. Everything, like, the only thing I didn't like, which is, like, almost nitpicking, but that could be an improvement, is they should have been playing the artists on the LED panels. Like, I thought that was kind of weird how they had 2 giant LED panels on each side of the stage, and they were just playing logos. They didn't have, like, a feed coming from the cameras, or I don't even know there was cameras. There weren't. Yeah, so that was the only thing. Like, if you have those giant screens, is so people in the back could see the artists up close, through the lens. So that was the only thing that was kind of a miss. But other than that, I mean, I had a great time. The weather was perfect. And like you said, there was Fuego. So going back to the Firebirds, the mascot for the Firebirds was there, which they were promoting the next season, which is season 2. Season 2 of the Firebirds. It starts in October 13, I believe. It's Friday the 13th is the first game. Yep. And the Firebirds are back. I went to a couple hockey games last year. I didn't go to the playoffs, I heard about that game 7 where the Firebirds almost won the championship. Yeah. It was close. It was a close game, dude. It was a close game. They were winning at in the beginning of the game, and then I guess they just lost it, and they ended up losing. But I mean, for our first season to, like, come that close to winning the championship, man, I think that this next season we probably have a good chance of just coming back strong and winning the title. And such a success for a hockey team in the desert. Like, it just made no sense when I first heard about it. I was like, why would they bring a hockey team to the desert? They should, even though it was successful and it was amazing, they should have definitely brought a soccer team to the desert. If it was a soccer team, people would lose their minds, bro. It's again, there's a Hispanic, prominently the Hispanic. Yeah, Coachella Valley. There's mainly Mexicans here, man. like there's mainly Mexicans. Like, especially with soccer now being more popular than ever, the MLS being more popular than ever because of Messi. Coming joining forces with Miami FC, and, like, dude, what do you think of Messi? Fucking the Messi effect in MLS, bro. Dude, that's crazy, bro. You have celebrities now, like, watching soccer, dude. Like, celebrities are watching soccer. I mean, so it's like the Laker game. So the Lakers are always like, when the Lakers are winning, you have all the celebrities sitting courtside, the Kardashians, all these people. But now you have the Kardashians and LeBron and all these, like, major American celebrities, like you said, they're all going to the Messi games. Like, oh shit, I want to be seen at the most important events, and that's what these celebrities do in order to create more engagement into their brand. Like, they take photos of you. Like, Kim Kardashian was at the one of the MLS games in Miami, and even ESPN posted it as the first picture. Where they're like, celebrities came out for the Messi game, and then the first picture was Kim, and then it was LeBron. You know damn well she don't know shit about soccer. She's like, oh yeah, Messi. But that's how big Messi is, bro. Like,
Oh no, 100%.
A year ago, 2 years ago, no one cared about the MLS.
Dude, it was a joke. It was a joke. I mean, David Beckham put the league on the map when he came from Europe and stuff like that. But I mean, dude, even when Messi came, tickets to see a Miami game was like $40. Now when they came over here to LA, it was like the cheapest tickets was like $700, like 10 eggs, bro.
That's 10. Yeah, the Messi effect is real. The Apple stock went up because Apple signed an exclusive deal to broadcast the MLS games, which is incredible. And Messi got a piece of Apple subscriptions, I think, on his contract.
Yeah.
He got a piece of the jersey sales, which was like the fastest selling jersey. Like, I don't even know how much money Messi is making, but
that's the set for life, bro.
It's the power of soccer, bro. It's the biggest sport in the world. And I think the U.S. is going to just continue to grow. But
Power Trip is held in the Polo Fields, and the Polo Fields Golden Voice, which is the promotional company that hosts these large festivals, Coachella and Power Trip. They also do some MLS games, so this definitely ties into Power Trip somehow.
It's a possibility that Messi might come to the Valley.
Yep.
So last year, I don't know if you guys were aware, they had the MLS, like you said, they had that 12 MLS teams came to the Coachella Valley. They had preseason games. Mm-hmm. Chicharito was there, Vela, LA Galaxy, LAFC. There was a bunch of teams. Only 12 teams came, though. And then they said, next year we're trying to expand to 30 teams. They're trying to bring every single MLS team. But now that Messi is here, I feel like they should make it a bigger event. Like, Messi's coming to play at the Polo Fields. Like, they should add like giant grandstands, which they already are. They're adding them for Power Trip. There's gonna be grandstands. They should add them for the MLS.
I mean, dude, if they're smart about it, they leave them there to kind of like set up like, hey, there's big field. Because I mean, it's a polo field, man. They could like literally draw a whole, they can formulate a whole soccer field around that, and they already have like the infrastructure there, like with the grandstands and the seating,
and people would pay for
people that. Would pay big money.
Maybe they even bring a European team to I don't know, because it's middle of the season, but that'd be kind of crazy. Before we continue with the podcast, I want to shout out the sponsors, Madeline Productions.
If you're a business owner who's seeking to upgrade your online digital presence through content on social media, we can help you out. If you're a brand or an influencer that's serious about creating content for a living, we can help produce content for you. So check us out if you're interested.
Thank you to Mainline for sponsoring this video, as well as OC Granite and Tile. If you're looking to remodel your house, if you need a new floor, a new kitchen, shower, a new countertop, anything to do with natural stone, indoor and outdoor, hit up OC Granite and Tile. We'll put the links in the description. The best towel company in the Valley. And our last sponsor, Desert Underground.
Desert Underground, the best.
9 different shows, 8 concerts, 1 comedy show featuring corridos, rap, EDM, rock music, experimental. So if you're an artist or we're also looking for sponsors for Desert Underground. If you guys want to sponsor our shows, it's just a community event that brings the people together who want to be part of this music movement or a comedy movement. We just want to be part of the community, and we're welcome to more people. So come to Desert Underground. Shout out to Madeline. Shout out to OC Grand Towel for sponsoring the video. Let's get back to the podcast. So yeah, Power Trip starts October 6th, 7th, and 8th. This is in about 3 weeks. And we're excited. Like, I'm starting to get the jitters. Like, if it's Coachella, bro. Like, oh shit, the festival's
it's coming. 2 weeks,
making
dude.
Content. We have a lot of content coming up soon. We have the unboxing video. We're gonna have. I just dropped the survival guide, which was for people that have never been to a festival inside the polo fields.
Honestly, man, I'm excited about Power Trip being the kind of people that is going to be there, because usually with Coachella, we're used to seeing young people. This one is going to be
more affluent.
I feel like it's going to be not just affluent, man, but I feel like it's going to be mainly older people. Very curious. I mean, just like the kind of people, because at Coachella, you get your free spirited people. But at Power Trip, it's gonna be like just rock heads, man, metal heads, people just like jamming out. You might see your Uncle Barry, out there, just like your crazy Uncle Barry, just jamming out. But I mean, just to like interview those people, like, hey, like even just the people coming from out of the country too. Like, you have people from New Zealand that commented, saying that they're coming from New Zealand and maybe Scotland and all these different European countries, because I mean they're big rock.
They're big into rock. Well, yeah. Actually, Judas Priest, I think, is from the UK, I believe, and also Iron Maiden from the UK. And then from Australia, you have AC/DC. That's they're iconic all over the world. South America, they really love rock rock music as well. So you're probably gonna get South Americans coming just to see Metallica and to see all these in one night. The thing I'm most excited, so AC/DC is kicking off their 50-year anniversary tour. So the fam formed in 1973, and we're at 2023. So this is the 50-year anniversary of AC/DC coming to town. That's gonna be super cool.
And it's like here in the desert, dude. Like, yeah. Could you imagine? Like you would have never imagined like them kicking off like their 50th like year anniversary as a band here in the desert. I never did. Yeah,
bro, we live in such an amazing place, bro. Like, I understand that it gets hot and sometimes they say it's boring, but I'm like, bro, like this is, bro,
people know this place.
Iconic music moments are happening with Coachella and all these things, and Power Trip. Now we had Desert Trip back in 2016.
Paul McCartney playing here.
Well, I hope this festival is as successful as it can, because the City of Indio gave Golden Voice 5 major festivals, like permits. They already have it in contract that they could do 5 major festivals throughout the year. So it's Coachella weekend 1, Coachella weekend 2, Stagecoach, and they could do 2 festivals in October. But they haven't done it since 2016, which was Desert Trip. That one was 2 weekends. And what I heard is that because they're targeting the more iconic bands, it's hard to get 6 of them to commit.
Yeah.
One, they have to be going on tour because they're older, so they don't tour as much. They have to make sense. And then, so 2017, they didn't do nothing. 2018, they didn't do nothing. 2019, they didn't do nothing. And then COVID hit for 2 years. 2022, they didn't do nothing. And then finally now, 7 years later, they're finally doing another October festival, but they're only doing 1 weekend because I heard the ticket sales weren't as great for Power Trip. I mean, they still haven't sold out, and we're only 3 weeks out, bro.
Bro, like, I mean, the prices, bro. Like, it's definitely the prices, man, because, I mean, GA's $700, man, and going back to your video, the placement of GA is, like, in the far back. I'm sorry, dude, but, I mean, the lineup of just having people, like, separated, like, in subdivisions, I think it should just be like the same format like Coachella, where it's just like it's a, you know, you can still have your exclusivity, like the pit, like being closer to the stage, but having the rest of the stands and the rest of the seating just be like
general admission.
Just general admission.
Yeah, even if the prices are $700 and then everything's GA, and then you have your VIP, your exclusive artist guest pass, maybe for the front of the pit. I understand the grandstands because like they are targeting an older audience. So some people do want to sit. They don't want to be standing for 5-6 hours. So get the seating for the people that want to sit, which is understandable. But yeah, the GA sitting in the back, I think it's still going to be fun if you're there, because we got to see Calvin Harris from the back. We got to see these artists in the Coachella main stage where like the speakers, you still feel the vibrations on the ground. The people are singing around you. So it's still going to be fun. The giant screens, like right now, the technology for concerts is getting crazier, so we're gonna get sharp as resolution screens for the people in the back. You'll feel
maybe some drones.
So I think overall they're gonna enjoy the festival. And for $700, it's $600 plus like all the fees, which is like it ends up being like around 7 something.
Does that come with parking too?
So parking is free.
Okay.
So anybody going to the festival, you could go in and out. It's always free, which is cool about the polo fields. I don't suggest anybody to go in and out because you're going to get stuck in traffic. Yeah. And you're going to lose so much time. Just go to the festival when you need to and just try to stay there.
And make sure you put like a dot on your maps to like where your car is. It happened to me before where it's like my first time going to Coachella. I forgot where I parked. I didn't put a marker on my phone to like to the exact location of where my car was. So if you're definitely going to be parking at the polo fields, make sure you set up a reminder, take a picture, put a drop a pin on your maps to like where your car is, because it happened so many times, and it didn't just happen to me. It happened to other people as well.
It happened to the homie Oliver. So the homie Oliver went to Coachella 2022. He said he didn't even know that there was a red path and a yellow path and a blue path. So he ended up going through the wrong path, and when he got to the end, he's like, oh shit, I parked on the other side of the thing. So he wasted so much time and energy trying to walk through the paths, trying to find his car, because it is confusing. Because when you first walk in, you're like, oh, okay, cool, I know where I parked. But then you lose time. 7-8 hours later, then it's dark, and you're like, oh, where did I park? And yeah, it sucks. It hasn't happened to me at Coachella, but it's happened to me at
At like other places.
Yeah, it was Hard Summer, like 2014. It took me like an hour and a half, me and Alex,
just to find your
car. Find our car, bro. We were super tired. We were pissed. We were just like, damn, we don't know. We didn't drop a pin. Ever since then, we've always dropped a pin just to make sure. Dude,
like, I definitely learned from this past Coachella experience because, bro, like I literally
you did some Scooby-Doo shit.
I did some Scooby-Doo shit because I was vlogging, right? Because we were vlogging, obviously, of course, for content and stuff like that. I was vlogging like just the experience of like what it's like to actually like be parked and stuff like that. And I was vlogging with the GoPro, and as I was going with the GoPro, I was vlogging like the blue path where I was, and I was like, man, when I was lost, my phone died, and the only thing that was charged was the GoPro, and I was like, wait, I was vlogging, let me retrace my steps. I looked back at the footage, and I was like literally like skimming frame by frame of like where I was, and that basically gave me like the insight of, oh, okay, I made it back to the blue path. And yeah, man, at night, I mean, in the daytime, you're able to see things clearly, but once it gets like in the evening, there's so many pathways, man. I mean, the venue's huge, so it's like it's easy to get lost. I mean, there's so many twists and turns, and then like there's a sea of people too, so it's like it's just a shit show, man. So definitely make sure you know where you park.
Yeah, no, that's key. Like we were saying, just drop a pin, know where you park. Even if you're camping too, know where you camp and put your pin right there, because it's the same thing. You're gonna exit the festival, try to find your campsite. So I'm excited for this one. It's gonna be less people. It's gonna be super fun. So
it's gonna be chill too. I mean, with Coachella, I'll be honest, man. From my first time, I got overwhelmed because it's like there's so many things going on. But at least like with this event, it's only 2 acts, and it's like nothing else is playing because it's like it's just 1 act per time schedule. So it's gonna be more relaxed. It's gonna be more of a kick. I feel like it's gonna be like less kickback, like it's gonna be less hectic, and it's definitely going to be like more of a time for people to enjoy, because at Coachella, like I said, there's like multiple things going on. You know, there may be one artist playing, you might be at a certain stage, and I mean, if you're like very indecisive
and you got to make a choice where like, damn, if I watch this artist, I'm going to miss this other artist. Yeah. So this one, yeah, that's true. It makes it easier to enjoy, and probably we won't be as tired because over there, you're doing like 12 hours.
You're walking from stage to stage, dude.
Walking to stage, jumping and dancing. So this one's like one stage. You're still going to walk a lot, whatever, but it's not going to be the same. So yeah, it should be more chill. I'm excited. But let's talk about, tomorrow, we're actually heading out to Odesza, or actually, if you're listening to this, Odesza, coming to the Coachella Valley here to Acrisure Arena. And we're going to be going to Odesza. So you're telling me that you don't know much about Odesza?
Nah, man. Honestly, I just know that they performed at Coachella. These past 2 Coachellas, I believe. Was it last year?
So the last time they performed at Coachella was 2018.
2018.
And they were the artists that played right before Eminem.
No way.
So or right before Eminem. So they're that big, bro. Like they're like sub-headliner. Like if they came back to Coachella, they might even be a headliner. Like they're that popular. One of their songs was in one of the FIFA games recently. I think FIFA 22 or 21. And then in Coachella 2022, the Arctic Dome Experience, which wasn't back for Coachella 2023, the song that they played was The Last Goodbye, which is an Odesza song. So that's the song that was playing there. So even though they weren't technically in the festival, they had the release of their song at the festival. And now 2022, they actually headlined a bunch of festivals, San Diego Crossed or whatever it's called. They were at a lot of major festivals. They didn't come to Coachella, and this is called the Last Goodbye Tour, which is the name of their album. This is, I think, one of the last performances in their tour. They don't have much left for the year, which is, I'm thinking is, okay, they did the whole tour, and now they're going to play at Coachella next year. I'm hoping they come to Coachella next year, but either way, we'll be watching them at Acrisure Arena, and it's just like EDM, but they also play real instruments. They have a drum line, they have trombones, like...
That's the craziest stuff, man. It's just like my favorite one of my favorite songs from them is Behind the Sun. Behind the Sun, because it's just like, dude, like just the ambience of that, like just imagine seeing that live, and then with the snares, like my thing is like, how do they coordinate like the music with the live music? It's just like, to me, it's just so interesting because it's like it's so in sync. Like everybody's just in sync. Like everybody just knows their part. Like there's just so much coordination from what I've saw from like their YouTube stuff. But it's gonna be sick, man. I love EDM, man. Obviously, you know I get down with the with the EDM stuff.
Primo gets down dancing, bro.
But it's gonna be sick. You know, my girl, she got us tickets, and so it's gonna be sick, man. Honestly, it's gonna be the I think the first EDM show I've ever been to live.
Oh, like an actual performance.
Like an actual performance, man. Yeah.
Other than a music festival.
Yeah.
If they're a music festival, you're gonna catch some EDM acts.
Like we saw Skrillex.
Yeah, Skrillex and 410 them. So The Last of Us and what was it? Eric Prydz.
Eric
Prydz. This fool was dancing. This was like, I'll be back. I just gotta go dance. I'm like, all right. So I didn't see Brian for like 2 hours. I don't know what happened to him.
I was lost, man. I was just lost.
He was in the hologram,
show,
bro. He was in the hologram. So yeah, we'll be going to Odesza. We'll give you guys a recap next week on that.
And 2 days, I believe 2 days after Odesza, WWE is also coming
to Acrisure
Arena, which is like, dude, that's sick. Like,
you going to that as well?
I'm going to that as well, man.
Sick.
I haven't really paid attention much to the card. I just know like Seth Rollins is coming, Rhea Ripley, who's like the champion, is coming. Jey Uso is coming. Man, it's crazy because like, again, like the WWE is like so big, and it's like they're here. I mean, they're going to be doing like I believe like a SmackDown, I believe.
I hope you have a good time at WWE. That sounds pretty cool because I did see it was Seth Rollins versus Nakamura.
Oh, Shinsuke Nakamura. Yeah.
So that fight already sounds super Seth freaking Rollins. Like, The Miz. The Miz is fighting as well.
The Miz. No, I mean, it's going to be a sick show, like I said, because...
Is this your first WWE show?
First WWE show, yeah. I've never been to one. I've been watching WWE since 2005, but never. I mean, this is gonna be, and we got front row seats too.
That's
so
bad.
it's gonna be like, yeah, Seth Rollins.
They're gonna sweat all over you, dog.
Yeah, just like
when he flicks his hair.
If they're mad at you, they're gonna like tell you some shit, but you know.
You better talk shit to him. Seth Rollins, you suck.
You suck. Should have been in the Shield, bro. Fucking turn your back on them.
Officially, I guess I'll break the news for people listening to this. We have the next Desert Underground show, October 14.
Yes.
Following the week of Power Trip. Power Trip is that weekend. The next weekend, we're going to have our first Desert Underground in a while, actually. It's been a couple months. And we have another show on October 28th. It's a Halloween Desert Underground show. More information will be released later. So we are going to have limited quantity tickets. We're no longer going to have it open to the public like we have before. It's going to be first come, first serve. We just had a comedy show, which we have content dropping soon. And that one sold out within like a day.
A day, dude. A day.
Tickets went out, and we had so many people hitting us up that they wanted tickets. And we're doing it like more limited, so that way we have more control of everything. Because some of these shows, man, we had like 500 people at one of the shows.
It gets too crazy,
Too many people, you know? So we're going to make it more limited. I know people want to come to them, so we're going to try to have them more often, more limited, so that way people that actually come to the shows have a better experience. So just a quick reminder, our website, desertunderground.com. I'll put the links in the description.
Be sure to reach out to us in case if you guys are an artist or if you guys are a comedian, you guys want to perform at these shows, make sure to reach out. I mean, we are always looking for acts. We are always looking for talent. And if we don't reach out to you guys, like I said, just be patient with us. Just feel free to reach out. This podcast was brought to you by OC Granite and Tile, Mainline Productions, and Desert Underground.